CTV News with Matt Grillo.
Good evening. Trump's trade war entered a new stage today. Canadian exports not covered under the CUSMA agreement will be hit with 35% tariffs. It's already having an impact. Markets took a tumble today, and businesses here in Quebec are bracing for uncertainty.
Up to now, we've seen sometimes that he announces something, there's a date at which they should come in, and then sometimes he pushes back. So, we're all kind of waiting and seeing what will actually happen. But once again, what's really hurting our companies, it's not as much the tariffs as the uncertainty. Since January, we've lost 15,000 jobs in manufacturing in Quebec, 25,000 in construction, and 4,000 in primary industries.
Premier François Legault reacted to the tariffs on social media, saying they will hurt Quebec workers and companies. He says there is a need for Quebec and Canada to diversify its markets. We'll have more reaction on CTV News at 6. Amidst a growing housing crisis, there are hundreds of affordable housing units sitting empty in eastern Montreal. Our colleagues at Nouveau Info found 200 affordable units in 4 buildings in the Pointe-aux-Trembles neighborhood are currently vacant. Housing advocates say the landlord is likely using a legal loophole that incentivizes leaving units empty for more than 12 months so they can increase the rents. The City of Montreal is promising to put pressure on the owner to explain himself and is not ruling out expropriating the property.
Of course, it's an exceptional measure, but this is a power that we have and that we could use in a housing crisis to force owners to rent these units or to buy it or to sell it to the City of Montreal.
The move would be a first for the administration and could be considered a way of setting an example to other building owners. Well, she came from Ukraine hoping for a fresh start, but after her car was vandalized in April, she's been stuck waiting months for an answer from her insurance provider. Sweeta Rassi reports.
Vanessa Roy escaped war in Ukraine and arrived in Montreal in October of 2022. She saved enough money to buy her very first car, this Honda Accord. For her, the car was her freedom.
Before having a car, I didn't realize how valuable it is because I need to move from one end of the city to another end of the city.
But now it's been sitting here for months, damaged and unrepaired. Her car was vandalized back in April. Her car window smashed, the sunroof broken.
I felt like, wow, is it really happening to me?
She says she filed a police report and then an insurance claim. She says she provided all the requested information, but as of yet, the car hasn't left the repair shop.
I'm confused, I'm upset, I'm frustrated.
On top of that, she claims getting answers from her insurance provider has been a hassle, and her case keeps getting passed around between company representatives. TD Insurance confirmed an investigation in an email sent May 29th, but at the time wouldn't say if the damage was covered. That was more than 2 months ago. Still, no answers. Roy says she doesn't know why her claim is even being investigated.
It doesn't make any sense for me.
A statement to CTV News from TD Insurance reads, TD Insurance is committed to supporting its customers, and we understand how upsetting and stressful vandalism can be. Claims are assessed based on the details of the claim and terms of the policy, and we have been in contact with our customer throughout their claim to resolve this as quickly as possible. Royal filed the complaints with the AMF, which regulates the insurance sector in Quebec. With no car, Roy is relying on buses, bikes, and ride shares, costing her time, money, and peace of mind.
See, when you shop and you buy your insurance, it's written, no worries. When something happens, when situation occurs, we're gonna help you, you're protected. That's what I read in my policy, but then when it really happened, I had to go through all these nightmares.
Stuck in limbo, and all she can do now is wait. Sweeta Rassi, CTV News.
Montreal police have made 3 arrests in connection with a robbery at Place Vertu Mall Thursday afternoon. Police were called to the scene after witnesses said 3 men allegedly committed a smash and grab operation at a jewelry store before fleeing in a getaway car. Officers located the vehicle a few blocks away near Du Collège Street and DeCarry Boulevard. 3 suspects aged 19, 20, and 21 were arrested. No one was injured in the alleged robbery, and the amount of goods missing is not known. Montreal police made an arrest in connection with the murder of a 52-year-old man in St. Leonard last weekend. The 32-year-old suspect was arrested early this morning in Longueuil, and police conducted a search of his home. Police responded to a 911 call on July 27th where they found a man lying unconscious on Lacordaire Boulevard near Jarry Street. A 31-year-old man was charged that same day for a break-and-enter that police believe may be connected to the homicide. The offices of Le Journal de Montréal and TVA were vandalized Thursday night. Police were called about an incident on the corner of Frontenac and Mount Royal Avenue at 10:30 last night. They say suspects smashed the glass door and windows and threw paint at the building. No arrests have been made, and investigators don't know why the building was targeted.
At this moment, a little bit too early to confirm any motive or any act that were committed. For sure, we're going to look in our database, and we're going to look in the investigation if any information could come out to see who did that, what happened, and what was the reason for those mischief being committed. So we're in contact with the personnel or the, I would say, the responsible of the building to see if they have any leads to give to investigation so we could understand what happened, what were the circumstances of those events.
There were employees in the building at the time, but there were no reported injuries. Quebec farmers are saying the hot days we've had mean their produce is sweeter. It also means some crops have ripened faster and are ready to be harvested already. Christine Long has more.
Delicious. And look, it's red till the very flesh of the tomato. So that's ready. That's good.
Tomato season came early this year. In Rougemont, farmer Philippe Beauregard is harvesting his Italian tomatoes 2 weeks ahead of schedule.
And usually we have this around mid-August. And now we're early August, and everything is ready to be picked and eat.
The sweet corn is sweet, so it's perfect.
Patrice Léger-Bourgoin of the Quebec Vegetable Growers Association says this year's heat is helping crops.
It's a good season so far, so our growers are happy. Even though in a certain area it's a little bit tougher because we have some episode of heavy rains.
Heavy rains, like the storm we had on July 13th, can set back a whole harvest, says Beauregard.
The worst thing is when we have, such a big rainstorm, like we can see the damage only a few weeks after the rainstorm, excess of water in a really short period of time.
We haven't had much rain since then, and that's a problem too.
It's going to be a problem beginning of next week if we don't receive a little bit of rain.
Farmers are taking advantage of early crops to get as much of their produce to customers.
The pressure is there to provide volume for the retailer, the public market, and the farmers market.
There's no reason not to eat Quebec in the next few weeks, for sure.
And those customers will be spoiled for choice. Christine Long, CTV News.
Weather brought to you by Gratian Scaff's second pair as a gift event, including designer frames for a limited time.
Anastasia, it's shaping up to be a great weekend for Osheaga.
It sure is. Luckily, it looks like we've seen an end to these showers. We are live at Parc Jean Drapeau. Not a cloud or any rain, at least in sight. And, well, the energy is gearing up for the festival. We've got big names coming in tonight, including the Killers, Dochi as well. So if you can make it over, well, we'll give you a look at the conditions tonight. So for our current temperature, we're seeing 23 degrees for the Montreal area and feeling like 23 degrees. So we're getting a break from the humidity that was around for much of the week, falling right at our expected high for today. A bit of a cooler day if we look at our normal high of 26 for this time. But again, we're looking at lovely weather for the evening. So tonight, our low is looking like 13 degrees along with clear skies. And then tomorrow, we've got even better weather for day 2. So we're looking at a starting temperature of 16 degrees with sunshine in the skies, mainly sunny skies expected as we move to later on in the afternoon with an expected high of 27. It could feel like 28 with the humidity. And again, let's get a look at these clear skies. So around noon tomorrow, that's when we see some clouds start to work their way in, but we're expecting those will clear out in time for Sunday. And then Sunday's looking like it'll be a warm day. So we've got an expected high of 30 degrees, feeling as warm as 34 with the humidity. But again, we're not expecting there to be any showers this weekend for the festival. So if you have the chance, definitely you'll want to come out.
After the break, the Quebec Court of Appeal has ruled in the case of a temporary foreign worker who died in 2021. And Montreal police make 2 arrests related to fraud in NDG. The Quebec Court of Appeal has ruled in favor of the family of a Guatemalan man who died on a Quebec farm where he was a temporary foreign worker in 2021. Otoniel Larez Batsibal was crushed to death while changing a tire on his employer's minivan. The family's benefits claim was initially denied by the Workers' Compensation Board, the CNESST, arguing he died outside of his work hours. The Court of Appeal has ruled the event that led to his death did indeed occur during the course of work. RATMAC, which advocates for workers like Batsibal, says it's a victory for the family and all temporary foreign workers.
Temporary foreign worker life are really intertwined with their work, so they really don't have much of private life when they are here on farm. They live on farm, they work on the farm, their transport and accommodation are given by their employers. So really there's a lot of gray zone during their work contract, and that kind of event happened to lots of them. And we think that case can be an example for future.
If this decision is appealed, the case could end up at the Supreme Court. Police in Mercier are asking for the public's help in connection with an alleged attempted kidnapping. Police say it happened on Sunday afternoon at 3:30. 4 adolescents were riding their bikes near 500 Salaberry Boulevard West when a light gray 2016 Toyota Sienna minivan slowed down next to them. According to police, there were 8 older male teens inside. 2 of the van's occupants allegedly attempted to grab a 12-year-old girl. Anyone with information is asked to contact Mercier Police. Montreal police have made a pair of arrests relating to 2 incidents of fraud at family-owned restaurants in NDG. A 28-year-old man and a 37-year-old man are each facing several charges, including theft over $5,000 and fraud. The suspects allegedly stole debit machines from at least 2 family-owned restaurants in NDG and replaced them with other stolen machines. For the owners, the arrests are a relief.
It's amazing. When I received this call, I was not even believe it, first of all, but after I called even the police department and asked them this is true or not, they told me yes it is. The guy took $2,000 refund from the transaction machine.
The suspects are each due in court at the end of the month and in October. Montreal's new parking app goes into effect today. Anyone who wants to use their smartphone to pay for parking will need to download the Mobicité app. Users will have to create a new account since information from the previous app cannot be transferred. But users have until December 15th to download their transaction history. In other news you need to know, President Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff and U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee visited southern Gaza. It comes amid international outrage over starvation and aid shortages and deadly chaos. Kyiv is observing a day of mourning after a Russian drone and missile attack killed 31 people, including 5 children, and injured over 150 people. The attack on Thursday marked the highest number of child casualties in a single strike on the city since October 2022. Jeffrey Epstein's former girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, has been moved from a federal prison in Florida to a prison camp in Texas as her criminal case generates renewed public attention. Neither the Federal Bureau of Prisons nor her lawyer disclosed reasons for the transfer. Maxwell was sentenced to 20 years for her role in helping Epstein sexually abuse underage girls. Just ahead, Osheaga kicks off today, plus a lot more happening in the city. We speak with Chris Bumbray about this weekend's entertainment. It is the city's biggest music festival of the year. Osheaga kicks off today. Tens of thousands of people, maybe even more than that, will descend on Parc Jean Drapeau for a weekend of music and performance. And to talk about what's coming up, we're joined by Chris Bumbray from JoBlo.com. Hey there, Chris.
Hey there, Matt. I'll be one of the tens of thousands. I'm heading there tonight.
Great. Let's start this off. We're going to have a little preview of what Osheaga has to offer. Chris, some big names headlining the event this year.
That's right. Tonight, the Killers are playing. I haven't seen them in concert in ages. And then later on this weekend, you got Tyler, the Creator, you got the Chainsmokers, TV on the radio, and on Sunday night, Olivia Rodrigo. So yeah, it's going to be a huge event all weekend long at Parc Jean Drapeau. And this year, unlike last year, the temperature isn't sweltering. So it'll actually be pleasant to go see concerts at Osheaga. Whereas last year it was a little bit on the hot side. I think it was like the hottest weekend of the year last year. So this is much better. The temperature is much more suitable this weekend, I'd say.
Of course, summer in Montreal, there is always a lot happening. If you love sports, tennis specifically, a great weekend ahead at the National Bank Open. Victoria Mboko with an incredible victory last night. Let's have a listen.
In Coco Golf. Victoria is victorious once again. Mboko delighting the home crowd, keeping Canadian hopes very much alive here.
She is the final Canadian woman left in the tournament, and it's always a great atmosphere down by Jerry Park.
It sure is, and historic this year because actually earlier this week, Eugenie Bouchard played her final game ever. She announced her retirement, and yeah, they sent her off in Montreal, her hometown, so it was appropriate. But yeah, like you said, Sobeys Stadium, tons going on there all weekend long. If you like tennis, this is the event for you. It's a really, really great event.
The Pride Parade is next weekend, but there are events in the week leading up to it. Chris, there are free shows and plenty of activities going on this week.
Yeah, so if you're down near Esplanade Tranquille on Clark Street, there's free programming happening all weekend long. And then later on next week, it switches over to the Lot of Quebec stage. And yeah, Pride Parade just gets bigger and bigger every year. Like that next weekend, the big parade is happening. And again, one of those signature summertime events.
Of course, if you're looking to stay inside and catch a movie this weekend, there is a big release. Let's have a look.
Hi, Daddy. It's me, Frank Jr. Love you.
Hey, Dad. Boy, do I miss you.
And you, Frank, are the best of the best.
Over here, Lieutenant. I think someone murdered my brother.
Please, take a chair.
Thank you.
The Naked Gun is in theaters today, Chris.
I saw the last one of these in theaters 31 years ago, and I have to say I was worried about a reboot because I didn't think that necessarily they'd be able to do it without Leslie Nielsen. But I saw this on Monday night, and I laughed from beginning to end. I really enjoyed it. Liam Neeson was an inspired choice to take over the role. Pamela Anderson, also great in the film. Really, it's a laugh-a-minute movie. They haven't made actually a movie this funny in a while. It's been a long time since a good theatrical comedy has come out. This one's 85 minutes long. It is just a blast from start to finish, and I highly recommend people go check it out, especially if they love the original series.
You can find a complete list of what's happening in town this weekend by checking the What's On calendar on our website, ctvnewsmontreal.ca. Chris, thank you so much. Always a pleasure, and of course, enjoy Osheaga.
Hey, thanks, Matt. I'm on my way there now. Thank you.
Coming up, there's a new and unexpected arrival at the Eco Museum. The Eco Museum Zoo has welcomed a new pup. This North American river otter was born in March. His name is Lawrence, like the St. Lawrence River. He is in good health and quite large now. Visitors can see him playing with his mom and dad, Tage and Missy. The zoo says the birth is a big deal because they don't happen very often, and that's on purpose.
With the animal one being in mind, reproduction is not produced, it's really carefully managed through, for example, sterilization, except when certain conditions are met. So the conditions in this case were that there's enough space in the living space, there's an agreement with another institution that's accredited. If we need to transfer an individual, we have everything we need to care for this animal. And this species, the otters, have a unique ability and role that they can play in environmental education, which is also one of our main missions. So the otters are a crowd favorite, a fan favorite, I should say. So they interact quite a bit in educational activities. They're literally our logo here at the zoo, and so having a baby otter is a big deal for those reasons.
Lawrence was just introduced to the public. Otter pups are born blind, deaf, and toothless and need vaccines and have to learn how to swim. And here's another look at weather with Anastasia.
That's right, we are still at Osheaga, which attracts roughly 150,000 visitors from around the world. So there's a lot of energy going on, and we actually have a Montreal artist who will be hitting the Sirius XM stage at 5:30. So that is Magi Merlin. So if you are coming to the festival, we'll give you a sense of what conditions to expect. We've got a temperature of 23 degrees for the Montreal area right now. Low humidity, so good news right there. As far as our low tonight, we're going to move down. So we've got 13 degrees as our expected low. Clear skies though, so more good news there. And for tomorrow, well, we're looking at a move back up. So our expected daytime high is sitting at 27 degrees tomorrow, along with mainly sunny skies. And then we're looking at an even warmer Sunday. So if you're coming to Osheaga on Sunday, you can expect a sunny day along with a temperature of 30 that feels like 34. So if you're out this weekend, well, make sure to stay hydrated. Back to you, Matt.
Thanks, Anastasia. That's it for us. Angela will be here at 6 o'clock with the latest local news. And now here's CTV National News with Heather Butts.